Today we got Zhiyun's flagship gimbals designed for serious smartphone video shooters. It's called the Smooth 5S AI, and it has some big upgrades. We're going to talk about all the features that it offers, everything that I love about it, and we'll have some sample footage so you guys can decide if this is the right gimbal for you. Let me ask you something actually. I got this gimbal. I just got it today and I'm testing it out. Do you guys mind if I shoot you guys playing some basketball? That's actually sweet though. That was cool.
So come and get out, come and get out. Can you feel the fire born with desire? Get me outside, go light up the sky. Hey! Right on, right on, right on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cool, thanks guys. Have a good one. Okay, let's take a step back and I'll show you guys what comes inside the box. I got the combo model, which comes with the AI module at around $220. There's also the included standard Zhiyun tripod, which I've always liked. The gimbal itself I found to be very well built. Now it is mostly plastic, but it's a big step up from the previous model, and I actually really like the clear view accents. I think it gives it a very nice professional look and feel. You do get an included USB-C cable to charge the gimbal, and of course your user guide and all of the literature. One thing that is missing though is a carrying case, which only comes with the Pro combo version. All right, so one of the things that I absolutely dislike about gimbals is balancing and having to rebalance. It's just a chore, and anything that delays me or, I don't know, gets me out of rhythm, I don't like to perform. So I've had gimbals that were really easy to balance and rebalance, and those are great, but especially in the older days, I've had gimbals that are just a chore to balance and it completely throws me off for the shoot. What I can tell you though, the good news is this is extremely easy to balance, especially because it's designed for an iPhone. And honestly, once you've balanced it once, as long as you don't add anything to your iPhone or add any additional weight, you basically never have to balance it again. Let me show you guys what I mean. So the first thing you're gonna do is, let's assume you're taking this out of your camera bag. It's gonna be folded up just like this. You have your lock lever right here. Go ahead and unlock the gimbal, and this is gonna allow it to freely rotate just like that. The next thing is you gotta unlock all the other axes, and you have to keep in mind that there's no other lock levers. All you gotta do is just push them out of place just like this, and now all of your arms, all of the axes are unlocked. I think a lot of people make the mistake of having the wrong orientation when they're balancing their gimbal. Just make sure that the Zhiyun logo and the Smooth logo is pointed towards you. So you should be like this, or if you're looking at it from your end, you should be like that. Now this plate is really cool, it's really unique. It allows you to place your phone in either vertical, social media platform, or horizontal. And since this video is gonna be in YouTube format, we're gonna go ahead and put it in horizontal, and you basically just rotate it, and that's your horizontal position for your phone. Place it in here, and I like to make sure that my phone is all the way to the edge here, all the way to the corner. So at this stage, it would be a really good idea to set the gimbal down on the tripod, but also make sure you put all of your attachments. We're gonna be using the AI feature, the AI module. So I'm gonna go ahead and snap that on top, and it snaps on through magnets. There, now we have all the weights on the gimbal that we're going to be using. And if I let it go, you can see that it's completely out of whack. It's out of balance. Let me show you how quick it is to actually balance this gimbal. First, I'm going to go ahead and put the phone in a position that I'm going to have it in. And the main thing that you have to worry about is here. We're going to slide this in. How's it? That's all it takes. Gimbal's completely balanced. The phone is completely balanced. It's perfect. Okay, now let's talk about some of the features on this gimbal. I think most of you are probably going to notice this big dial here. I absolutely love this dial. It has multiple purposes, multiple functions. You can use this dial to zoom in and out with your phone, completely wireless and remote. But if you also press this button here, you can now rotate your camera or your phone. So there's multiple purposes, and if that's not enough for you, if you have the right app, you can press it again and it'll actually take you into manual focus. So this dial is incredibly important, and I love how it's positioned. This is actually a big feature because the mobility on this gimbal is quite impressive. There's virtually no restrictions. I mean, look at this thing. Completely spun, not only 360 degrees all the way around, but tilted completely 180 degrees. That's a big deal. If you're a serious iPhone shooter, you're gonna love that feature. The next feature you're gonna find is your record button, your record toggle button on and off. So right now we are recording, and right now we're not. Right above that, you'll find your mode. Your mode's gonna be cycling through all the gimbal modes like pan, follow, lock, POV mode, vertex mode. All those things are right here. And like, for example, we're in POV mode right now, which will be perfect for when you're shooting sports or you're just trying to get that like action camera look. One more mode up and you're gonna go into vortex mode. A lot of people love vortex mode because you can get those really cool shots of the 360-degree rotation as you're pulling in and out. But I think the majority of you guys are probably going to stick to pan follow. I don't have time to go over every single mode. If you do want me to go over every single mode, I can make a separate video on that. But basically pan follow does exactly what it says it's supposed to do. It's going to pan and follow with you. But you're going to notice here that there's a light bulb. That light bulb is, well, you guessed it. You have a light on this gimbal and you can control the brightness with the dial, this little dial here. So that's pretty cool, right? That's a pretty cool function there. And it's really easy to turn it on and off. And then you're gonna find your menu button up here, and that just toggles the menu if you're using the app. Going through video mode and all those other cool features. Then you're gonna find your functions key off to the side with your power button. And then finally, on the front, you're gonna have your toggle, and then where you would recharge the gimbal itself, where you plug in your USB-C. So one of the things that I forgot to mention was the trigger itself. The trigger actually has multiple functions depending on what you do. If you double click it, it's just gonna go ahead and set the gimbal back home. So for example, if I'm like this, double click it, the gimbal goes back home. If you triple click it, it's just gonna rotate this axis. So now we're kind of like in a selfie mode if you want to use the rear facing camera. And finally, if you quadruple click it, it's going to rotate this axis and flip the phone. And one last thing, if you want to go back, go ahead and triple click. It's going to rotate this axis, but you'll notice that now the AI feature is on the bottom when it should be on the top. Just go ahead and quadruple click it. There you go. Just fixed it for you. So we kind of talked briefly about the AI feature, and you can actually control tracking remotely using gestures. So if I stick my hand out, give the OK sign, it's actually tracking me right now. And keep in mind, we're in bright sunlight, but we're kind of in the shadows, and I'm wearing a hat, and it has no problems finding me, right? I can run through the frame, power walk, it's still tracking me this entire time. Now the other thing is, it's not getting confused between me and the cameraman right now. So I would say the AI feature is pretty cool. If I stick my hand out, give it the stop signal, it's no longer tracking me now. There's also other gestures that you can do. And you can have a lot of fun with this. And I honestly don't know them all. I know there's like a gesture that you can do which keeps you in the frame. And actually, I think I remember that. I think it's something like this. Yeah, so it's gonna keep me on the edge of the frame, which is a more cinematic shot, more cinematic framing, which also allows you to put other things, other content on the other side of the frame. Like for example, if you're doing product videos or something like that, you can list out the specs. So very cool that you can remotely control these things, hands-free, away from everything. And the gimbal or the AI module is able to recognize all these cool gestures. And it's sort of like your own cameraman. No offense. Something else that I really wanted to talk about was the app. Now, of course, the app that they ask you to download, I think it's called the ZY or Zeta Y Cami, is absolutely free. And it's actually really, really well thought out and very functional. The only thing is you can't use the focus wheel to manually focus your camera or your phone, which I kind of find odd. And if I'm being quite honest, that is a con for me. I wish they would have just added the functionality, because if you do want to use that function, you're going to have to buy the app, the other app, which you have to actually pay for to get a little bit more of the professional features out of your phone. So I don't know necessarily what you're gaining by buying the professional version of the app versus the free version, but I'll leave that up to you guys. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if it's worth it to you. So my final thoughts on the Zhiyun Smooth 5S AI. It's a great gimbal. Honestly, I am not a phone shooter. I have a mirrorless camera, so I prefer regular gimbals. But I think this gimbal in particular is geared towards the serious cell phone user, cell phone video shooter that wants the most out of a gimbal, wants all of the professional features, wants the most powerful motors, wants all these functions jam-packed, including AI. So if you're a content creator that's shooting yourself primarily, or live streaming, or doing even professional Instagram, TikTok, social media platform videos, product videos, things like that, this is the perfect gimbal for you. But if you're more of the travel vlogger, then you might want to get the smaller version of this, the more compact version, because you are kind of playing with that weight to size to power to features ratio, and really you're the only one that can decide which gimbal is right for you. Overall, this has been a complete pleasure to use. I love the AI feature. I think it's probably the best phone gimbal out currently today. And the other exciting thing about the AI module that I don't think anyone's talking about is the AI module communicates to the gimbal only. It's not communicating to the app. And that's a very important thing to remember. So you're not necessarily locked in on a certain app. You can even use the camera app, the built-in Apple iPhone camera app if you want, and it's gonna run perfectly fine. What no one's talking about is there's so much potential with this AI module, and I can see Zhiyun adding a lot of big features in the future to make this more future-proof, in a sense, for AI technology. So that in itself is probably the most exciting part about this gimbal, along with all of the professional features. I mean, you are literally getting a mirrorless camera gimbal, quote unquote, but for your iPhone. That's it from me, guys. If you found this video informative or entertaining, please consider subscribing and joining our channel membership so we can continue making videos like this one. Tom, T-O-M, Wade, W-A-D-E. See, Tom Wade, so that's the camera one. Okay. And then Tom Wade, Tom's Kitchen is my second one, which is a cooking channel.